Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whether you're watching this on live or on replay. This is the live coaching call with one of our Facebook group members in Working Moms Academy Facebook group. Before we go to the topic right away, let me introduce myself. For those who don't know me already, my name is Wanda Kalupig. I am a wife to my husband Robert, a mother to my two beautiful daughters, Sophia and Maya. I am an accountant and auditor by 21 years of profession, but I found meaning and joy in training and coaching. Now, maybe you've seen me, oh no, she's doing a lot of live webinars through training. And, after suffering from burnout in 2014, I really found my passion and really joy in coaching and training. And other than the training, coaching is something that's accidental to me when I experienced burnout in 2014, I told my husband, I want to do something because I felt that there's something missing in my life that I don't even know what it is. Now, way back then in 2014, I attended a conference here in Dubai where Bo Sanchez came and he said, there are two speakers on stage. One lady said she's about to kill herself, but God spoke to her. Okay? One lady said she's dying of cancer, but God spoke to her. And that time, in my mind, I was thinking, I've been always prayerful, but I never heard the voice of God. But that time, while I was saying those words in my mind, I heard a voice which was very scary. It said, "Serve me now, serve me now, serve me now." I cried so much that entire conference. I was telling my husband, I don't know what God or what that voice mean when it says "serve me now." I even went to church. I asked the priest. I said, "Father, how do I really serve others?" And he said, first, you become a mother, a good wife and mother to your family because nobody can replace you. Second, you do whatever you can to help others. And that service led me to a lot of volunteering activity from balloon making to event registration and finally to training. In one of the Filipino communities here in Dubai, where I am based, I started to teach whatever I'm learning because that time I was taking neuro-linguistic programming. This is all about how the mind works. And as I was training my students and teaching them, how to achieve their goals and all, I was very surprised because my student success actually exceeded my expectations. Like one of my clients, she was able to land her job, double the salary, exactly how she wanted in 3 months without applying for a job. That company found her on LinkedIn. Second, one of my students was able to rank second out of 5,400 examiners in the world in the certified management examination. One of my clients was able to heal with her childhood trauma. And one of my clients also and students was able to get finally her promotion after being stuck in her job for 10 years. And the story went on and on. And I was thinking, I was able to help a lot of individuals and also business owners as I also became a business mentor and trainer for the Department of Trade and Industry. I was able to help business owners thrive in their businesses even during the pandemic. And that brought me here today. I mean, I built Working Moms Academy for the reason that I know a lot of working mothers are overwhelmed, stressed, and burnout with the many responsibilities we have as a wife, a parent, a child to our parents, a sister, a friend, and of course, our careers that we have to take care of. So, Working Moms Academy is all about supporting mothers who are stressed and burnout so that, women can learn education that education forgot to teach us life tools like NLP, how to really manage your children. Actually, in 2 hours time, I have another live webinar which you can watch. It's all about how to raise toddlers and teenagers authentically. I have very special guests. It's Mafe Velasco. I also have Naj Lakuri, she's from Lebanon. And I have actually Shero Bottom, the number one social media the number social media person in Forbes as of 2020. I had the privilege to interview her in terms of how can you really raise child authentically because she came from a narcissist family. But today, we are not talking about training. We are not talking about anything else. I would like to take this opportunity to bring one of my community members in Working Moms Academy. If you want to really get the support that you need, I hope and I really pray that Working Moms Academy can be of support to you. We have a Facebook group community, which I will post later. And actually, today I will also be joined by our community manager, Karen, who's really taking care of the whole family. Because really, our goal is to help you, not only succeed in your personal, but also in your professional life by sharing life tools that education lacks. Now, today, I'm very blessed and I'm very happy because we really found an angel. We have one person who was supposed to be on hot seat coaching with me, but she became unavailable. But really, Angel, who's our angel today, said yes to this life coaching. So let me bring her on stage and let her talk about herself and let me hear what question she has for me today so we can start the live coaching. Angel, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Hello, working moms. Happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you, Wanda, today. It's a great honor. After hearing the heartwarming beginning of coaching journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Sabi ko nga, di ba, I mean, before this, because we were able to get in touch with her, I think 30 minutes only before we went live. I was really telling Angel, you're really my angel today because I have somebody to do live coaching with. So, Angel, can you just please talk a little about yourself, what you do, and what brought you here today?
So, I'm to everyone watching our live feed today. I'm Angel Manjola Valdeztamon. I am a mom of three boys, Aya, Aslan, and Yael, and a proud wife of an IT specialist, my husband Raymond. I am a doTERRA wellness advocate. So yes, oil bularyo po ako. So isa po yan sa mga pinagkakaabalahan ko for 2 years now. Aside from being a hands-on owner of a local cafe here in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, Philippines, Beatrix Cafe. So those are the things that I've been doing. Bukod sa pagiging nanay, yes, working mom din po talaga ako all the way. So those are the things that I've been doing. I am also managing a community, di ba? Nag-oil bularyo na, nag-community pa. So I'm also managing a community, essential oils for happy and healthy homes, because I really believe that the what happened for the past year, hindi lang talaga tayo kailangan maging healthy. Ang pagiging healthy, it's more of a holistic approach. And I've been I've been sharing and teaching how to use certified pure and tested grade oils to my family, to my friends, and I really hope that I could meet you also in person, all the working moms here in our group, and hopefully Wanda would be able to help me share this great advocacy, because every home deserve a happy and healthy mom. And if you are just around San Jose del Monte area, please feel free to visit me here at Beatrix Cafe. Thank you. Shameless plugging yata ako today, ah.
No, no, I like that. See, I will talk about later. How can you really talk about yourself? You were only talking about you, but I think, you know, Angel, you are not only like you are every other mother. You are not only a wife, you're not only a mother, you own your own business, you have a community also, and you even have a coffee shop. So for those of you in the Philippines, please visit her in is San Jose, Bulacan, right? You said?
Yes,
Yes.
San Jose del Monte.
I haven't been in Bulacan, but when I go home to Philippines, I'll try to visit your cafe. So, Angel,
Yes.
tell me, what's your question for me today?
So today, this is I think one of the things that's really happening right now, because people are being stressed na nga tayo sa pang-araw-araw natin na buhay ngayon. And then we're getting this news na tumataas na naman ang cases natin. So In how do we do it ba, Wanda? Aside from oils, like, because I really believe it's all about building the foundation. How do we manage stress amidst all these things happening to us now?
I love that question. Thank you, Angel, for asking. Actually, just this week, I had this community also where I was invited to speak to a corporate in terms of my family's battle with COVID. And I want to share now, my husband had COVID last December. And I think I want to share now in terms of, let's talk about stress first. Stress happens when you have an expectation and a reality. Now, when that happens, I mean, you're always stressed because you're expecting something. You're stressed with the government because you're expecting them to perform on a different level. You're stressed with that's happening because you're expecting the numbers to go down. But what I also learned is that nothing and no one can stress you unless you allow them. So there is this powerful formula I learned from, I forgot the name, but this is how the quote goes. And I've always lived by that principle. And I hope you remember that, Angel. They said, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So I think if you look at the equation, always whatever happens is only 10%. Always how you respond to it will determine the outcome. So let me give an example, okay? When my husband had COVID last December, the immediate thought in my mind is I was actually upset with God. I was thinking, why my husband, why my family? And I was even asking, how could it happen? Because we were exposed to the same environment. And really, how? Why only my husband? Why him? I have so many questions. I was extremely stressed. But also, when I remember the formula, wait, life is 10% and I have 90% of the equation. So I said, okay, my husband had COVID, but I have every control to make this work for me on a positive way because I've always believed for that everything that happens in life can mean to break us or give us a breakthrough. So I asked myself that I was upset with God first. It was a denial stage. And then when I accepted, I said, okay, God, if this is really happening, help me deal with this in a very calm way so that fast forward in the next few months, I will have the courage to share it to every person who will watch me. And thank you. I have this opportunity to share. I know. I think what really helped me to overcome that situation is first, you're correct, right? We need to be healthy and build a happy home. That's very important. Health is something, what I also learned, the virus is really all around us. It's only our immunity that protects us from it because we were exposed to the same, places where my husband went. My mom, she's already senior citizen. She's 72 years old. My two daughters we were always together. So why him, right? So really, it's about the first, you need to have a good immunity system to take care of your body. And I think what I've been doing last year, I've been drinking green juice. Actually, last year, I took a 90-day health program that helped me understand what's the right food to eat. So green juicing helped me lose 7 kilos, and actually it helped me really become so strong because if there was one person who would have been infected next, it's me because I'm always with my husband and I'm sleeping with him. So physically you have to nourish mentally. That's the other most important thing because really your thoughts becomes your feelings and your feelings become your action. I remember when I first report to office also, there was a news that one of the persons sitting next to me had COVID. So immediately, my mind is like, oh my God, you're infected, and immediately started to have headache. My mind was panicking. I was in a chaos. But then I stepped back and said, I just touched my heart and God, do I really have it? Because my mind is just panicking and then no. So I just called my boss and said, I have to go home, let me rest. I just rested and I just surrendered, I just said, I am okay and I'm perfect. I just left. And I felt better after that. So you have to overcome the mental chatter in your mind. And you can do that in many ways. You can do it through prayer. You listen to your body. If you need to sleep, you sleep. If you need to rest, you rest. But your body knows if you are sick. But your mind is actually the one that makes you feel sick. The moment you get scared, actually, they said the most scary part of the pandemic is not even the virus, but the fear of the virus itself. because our fear is the one which makes us stress, and 90% of sickness is caused by stress. See, when I heard about that news about my office mate, immediately I was in panic mode of fear, right? I have a headache. I was having those symptoms already. I mean, I was manifesting it because of fear. But because I acknowledged the fear and I also surrendered and asked my body, what do I need to do now? And my body just said, rest and sleep. And I felt better after that. So, mental, really, taking care of your mental being is the most important. If you're scared, you ask your body, what is this fear telling me to do? Because your mind always knows, your body always knows what's best for you. So physical, mental, I'll speak about spiritual. I mean, I don't want to speak, everybody have their own faith, but to whoever you have faith and a higher faith with, you surrender to that. What helped me to overcome the pandemic, to overcome the COVID, is because I said really to God, this is something beyond my control. So, so just help me bear with it and help me protect every member of my family. And I really thank God that we're able to get out of the situation. And that really helps me now have the confidence to even tell others, and even my children, I told them that's the next one, emotional. We have to be emotionally protective of ourselves. And what do I mean when I say that? You just have to express your emotions. If you're scared, you're scared. Just ask yourself, what do I need to do now? If you want to cry, you cry it out. Because suppression of our emotion leads to stress, and the stress is the one which makes you sick. So, so it's always interconnected. And how do I do it, my children? I mean, Angel, in 2014, when I was experiencing birth, I was always sick. And I don't even know why. The doctors cannot even find out. And I was passing on the sickness to my daughters. To my daughters were always sick also. I mean, you will find us every weekend spending, our time in the doctors, in hospitals, and I don't even know why. And I learned, I mean, when I started that volunteering activity, it gave me so much peace and joy that my body was able to relax and I became healthier. Because really, every pain in your body is telling you to do something. And that time it was telling me, do something other than work. And that, giving back through volunteering is the one that really changed my life. That's why I've always committed to train, to coach, to be of service in any way I can. Now, with regards to my children, work and mothers have a very important role to play. Number one, we are the emotional centers of the family, right? When we are scared, the kids automatically get scared. When we scream, the kids get scared because of our scream. So, and how do I manage it? Number one, when I learned that I mean, we were taught, when we were children, if you're crying, your mom will say, stop crying, it's not good. But actually, mothers, you need to allow your kids to cry because it's the way for them to express their emotions. I mean, I experienced depression and that burnout because I was suppressing every emotion, saying I have no right to be unhappy, I have no right to be empty. But when I accepted and embraced that emotion and allow it to change me, it really helped me. And so for my children, if they want to cry, you cry. But then we talk it out. How can mommy help you? And during that time when my husband had COVID, of course, when I spoke to my children, they immediately cried, like, Mommy, what's gonna happen? They're scared. I just let them process their emotions. I said, it's okay to be scared, but then also let's step back. What is the best thing that we can do for daddy? Should we give him should we give him emotion of worry or should we give him an emotion of love? Which can heal him. So we had an agreement, okay, you cry as much as you want today. But in the next few days, can we just be strong for daddy and also give him only the love that he needs, which can heal him? So what my daughter, my youngest daughter did, she created the paper and then she said, "We love you, daddy. Stay positive." She posted it on the washroom because when you have a person infected with COVID, they have to really be isolated. So my husband was using only that washroom, and every time he goes out, he will see that message from my youngest, which is, "Daddy, I love you. Stay positive." And whenever my husband comes out of the room, of course my daughters will hear the click of the door, right? Immediately they will shout, "We love you, Daddy." And it really helped. I'll say my husband had COVID. It was very mild. I mean, in Tagalog, it's only trangkaso. Yung And I think that's the myth. Eh? I mean, a lot of people speak about it. People have different reactions to it, but your reactions will always be based on what you believe and how you respond to it. And that's it. Eh. So I think you have to take care of yourself holistically, as you said. So physically, I mean, these oils are very important to really keep your family safe. Mentally, you have to really, have that. How do you really, handle that voice in your mind? You keep on asking it solution focused questions. Spiritually, you nourish your faith, whatever that means to you. It could be by song, by writing, by prayer, and also emotionally. Let your emotions flow and ask your emotions, what is your emotion telling you to do? It's a very long answer. So, that's the problem with me. You have to stop me talking at some point. So, do you have any follow up question on that?
Um, I think you gave me so many good answers for my first question. I think my second question would be about, yeah, we're wearing so many hats for women, for moms like us. We're wearing so many hats. One moment we were a teacher, a moment later we're the chef, right? And then we have to do all these things, different errands. My one of my problem is talaga when I do something, I get so absorbed sometimes that I forget the time. So I really have great troubles when it comes to time management. Could you give me some tips, Wanda? How to do so I can do more, to more wear more hats, and hopefully not to be so stressed just for the time management alone.
That's actually a very good question, Angel. How do you manage time, right? And I used to struggle with that also because as a mother, you have to take care of your work, you have to take care of your business, but you also have to take care of the household, of the children, of the family, plus yourself. And you forget that the most. Now, the thing is that I think what first I want to establish is that everybody have the same 24 hours a day. It's the equalizer of, I think, that God gave to everybody, every person, every human, every gender. And how you use that 24 hours is what can make or break you. Now, going back to your question as a mother, I think first I want to recognize you. If you can do something and be fully absorbed in that, meaning you're working in your flow, which is actually very good. Because if you can do something with a very focused state, meaning you're in your flow, that's good. That is meaning your full energy is on that. And very few people actually can do something with focused attention. So that itself is a gift. Now, second, you're having a stress moment because number one, again, you have an expectation and this is reality. Now, your expectation is that you'll do one, two, three, four, right? But your reality is that you're able to do one, but so focused on that. See, your stress is because you have a big to-do list, but you accomplished one. So for me, I actually stopped doing to-do list. I actually create only accomplishment list. Where is See, I have my notebook here. Because see, my to-do list is a very long list because I know there's too much. So but I don't do that anymore because at the end of the day I have a to-do list. Then when I take it, then I've done a very few things, which makes me feel very sad. So I said I will not do any more to-do list. But one of the things I also do in the morning before I do any work, I do journaling. This is where I write down everything in my mind to say what are the things I need to do. I mean, it's not a to-do list, but it's like, a prayer or a conversation with God of what my expectations are, what I need to do, what needs to be done. And I always say, help me perform the miracle you want of me today. And help me prioritize what needs to be done. And that always works for me. I think when I surrendered every moment of my time with God, that is when I was able to open up myself to, I'm not a mommy who's by the clock. I follow my flow. When I feel the need to call somebody, I call them. And there's really a need for me to do that. And when I really have to do something, then I do something. Then I look at my accomplishment list and say, wow, I was able to accomplish this. And also, if you are really into to-do list, let me just get one more. I also have a to-do list. See, if ever there's something that I need to do, your mind will keep on telling you because you did not acknowledge it. See, when I studied how the mind works, your mind is a problem solution tool. And it keeps on telling you the same thought again and again because you are not acknowledging it. So to stop those thoughts, which is about 300 to 1,000 thoughts per minute, writing is one of the best ways. So if I have to do something, I will always have, I actually have a to-do list. Where's the camera? I have a to-do list here, but one by one, I will write, where's my camera? Oh, okay. One by one, I will write it down, and I'll just dump it here, okay? Now, I might plan to do it now or later, it depends. But I will always pray first, help me perform the miracle you want of me. And also, at the beginning of the day, I always ask myself, what are my 3 wins for today? Only 3. So what are your top 3? They call it a big frog, right? I mean, of the many things that you need to do, what are those 3 big things that can help you achieve and, accomplish what you really want this year? Because I'm sure you have a goal, right, for this year. So the clarity also of your goal for this year, for this month, can help you make the daily decisions of every day. So I just always have top 3, and sometimes those top 3 I did not accomplish also. But I still go back to, oh, even if I didn't do the top 3, I still have my accomplishment list. And that makes me feel good. And I write even the most mundane tasks. I said I wash dishes. I cook. I mean, that's the other thing for us mothers, right? We are so hard on ourselves, but there is so much things that we need to recognize ourselves for. Just listening to your kids is a very big gift that we have because people have no gift of time or listening. And, just cooking, washing, you write it down because your body is also telling me, please recognize me. Please appreciate me. Please thank me. And when you do that, your body will also help you accomplish whatever needs to be done. Those are my tips. I hope you learned something.
I did. I learned. I almost cried on the part where yung yourself will also craves for recognition. So I love that. I love that, Wanda. And thank you so much. I think from the words you said today, siguro there's one thing that hindi ko nai-include lagi is to recognize myself. And
Hmm.
that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for that, Wanda.
Okay.
I feel good just hearing that from you.
Okay. Let me share with you one thing. Okay. I think the number one problem that we mothers have, we put everybody first, and then we forget ourselves in the end. And then later you might think, why am I so tired? I felt so empty. And because that is, you gave so much, but you did not receive so much. And also because you're expecting other people to give back to you. I mean, you're asking your husband, you're waiting for your children, your family members to say thank you, to recognize your good work. But you don't get that right. But actually, the easiest and the number one thing that what your body and heart is asking is your recognition of yourself first. I mean, people will not see you if you don't see yourself first. So one of the things that I do is called a mirror exercise. I learned this from Lisa Nichols. So Angel, in the mirror, I mean, when you have time, just look in the mirror in the washroom. I mean, of course, when you have these alone moments, and just say your name. So I'll say, Wanda, thank you for. So I thank myself for, thank you for remembering to exercise today, even for 5 minutes. Thank you for, for cooking for your family. Thank you for doing your best. Thank you for just existing in this world. I will thank myself for every small thing. And then second, I will forgive myself. Because also, we have a lot of stress as mothers because we have so much expectations from ourselves. And actually, I learned that I was thinking before I was a bad mother. I felt that. But when I asked my daughters, is mommy bad? And they said, no, mommy, you're the best mommy in the world. It's only in my mind. that I'm a bad mother, but from my daughter's perspective, I am the best mother. So I forgive myself. So in the mirror exercise again, I think of 7 things I forgive myself for. So I forgive myself for being so busy with my laptop. I forgive myself for forgetting to give myself a me time. Everything that I can think of forgiving, even, in the earlier years of my life, whenever something just came to mind, I forgive myself. And lastly, I commit myself to. So 7 things again. So I'll say one that I commit to, doing something every day that will move you forward. So, and I commit to always remember to be grateful to you. Because really, mother, you have a thankless job. But stop waiting for others to thank you because a lot of people don't and will not. So thank yourself. And sometimes, Angel, before I sleep, I hug myself. So hug is very powerful. It's a word. They said without meaning, but it means so much to our soul and to our body. So I hug myself like this. So Angel, you do it with me. So you hug yourself. So I just say thank you, Wanda, for surviving the day. Thank you for doing your best, the best you can. Thank you for being a mother and being. So, appreciating yourself gives you so much joy. And I hope, if you do that every day, you fill yourself with your own love. And that can give you so much love to share to your family again.
Thank you, Wanda. Come on, I never thought to hug myself.
Oh, see?
I've been alive for how many years, for how many decades? I never hugged myself. So that's the first one. That thank you so much for that.
Hmm. So, Angel, before you sleep, remember that also. So, hug yourself and just say, thank you, Wanda. Thank you, I love you, I bless you. Actually, those are very powerful words. Say, thank you, Wanda, I love you, Wanda, I bless you, Wanda. I felt refueled and re-energized again to do something the next day. Or it just wraps up my day. So, my husband sometimes, what's happening? I just want to hug myself. But I constantly do that now every it's very simple, but it's really power. It's something. Do you have any
True.
questions
Simple.
for me?
Yes. I just want to agree with you on that. That simple things can be just simple but really powerful. For now, I think that's my questions just for now because you've shared so many things that just brighten up my soul, brighten up my day, and I'm going to bring this with me. And if in case that I would have more questions, I would love to have this kind of conversations again with you.
Yes, thank you, Angel. For those of you who are watching this on live or replay in YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, this is Working Moms Academy's live coaching call. If you want to have a live coaching call with me, it's free. Thankfully for this one, you just have to be on our Facebook group, of course, and you have to be an active member of the community. And we will come and select. So thank you, Angel, for that. I know. Let me introduce and bring to stage Angel's friend and my community manager, also my lifesaver. I always say I cannot do this job alone, and I've always prayed for the right people to come. And Karen is one of those people who really is my lifesaver. She is the mommy community manager of Working Moms Academy. So I would like to invite you to please join us in Working Moms Academy's Facebook group. I will repost again the link because really we want to help you overcome the stress of every day. And Karen is the one who will take care of you fully, but I will be also there for these live webinars and live coaching in any way I can. So Karen,
Hi
Karen,
everyone.
Hi,
Yeah.
Karen.
Hello. I learned so much from you, Wanda. And I love the line, stop waiting for others to thank you. I almost cried. I'm like Angel. Yeah.
mothers, let me thank you. Let me thank you for being you. Yun muna siguro. Karen, do you have any question for me?
uh well, I do have one thing that I'm struggling with. Kasi one of my goals for this year is to connect more with my ideal clients.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm striving to get myself out there, and one of the things that I want to do is to write a killer me about me section in my website. But the thing is, I'm struggling when it comes to talking about myself. Yeah, so because I'm used to working in the background, so I need help in um, getting my getting my accomplishments out there so others can see it.
Okay. Thank you for that, Karen. That question is actually a question not only to you but to every mother. I remember one of the posts in LinkedIn that went so viral is how Sydney Williams, a person in the US, as mother of two kids, rewrote her resume. And she said, I am a mother, I mean, I can do everything with one hand. I mean, she was able to write her resume so neatly. And I think, Karen, your question is not a question to you, but to every mother and to every woman I know. They said it's very difficult for me to talk and write about myself. You know, whenever I'm interviewing a lot of guests, I'm getting their bio. You know, they give me a very short bio, which doesn't even reflect of what they are and what they do. But they've accomplished so much. So I have to rewrite it in such a way that will reflect who they really are. I think I used to be in that situation, to be honest with you. I mean, I used to be with my own shell. No, I don't want to talk about myself. But I want to go back to the same principle. See, if you don't see yourself first, please stop expecting others to see you, because you have to embrace and love yourself confidently fully as you are. Then you will have all the love and the acceptance to also talk about yourself. And I think what also helped me overcome and come out of that shell is that, number one, playing small doesn't help me and doesn't help any person who I want to help. So the question, Karen, that I want to ask you is, who do you really want to help? Because if you want to help a lot of people, playing small will not help you help them. But if you put it in the perspective that I am not here, I am not talking about myself to impress you, but to impress upon you that I am the right person to help you. And I am not here to impress you, but to impress upon you that I have a service that could help elevate whatever you're going through. And I think if you always put things from a place of service, so I don't think God doesn't want you to play small, play it big so that you can do it big. And I thankfully I will share with you and to those working moms support group members. You know, I joined last. I think it was last month or it was last this month. I joined something called a profile builder challenge. So it just talks about, if you look at my profile on LinkedIn, it says who am I, what I do, why I do it, why it works, how I do it. So in very simple terms, I was able to just say, what do I do? How do I do it? Why? Your why also is the most important thing. You know, I always say, I do this training and coaching because this gives me so much joy. And I've seen, these aha moments of Angel, those crying moments, right? You know, those are conversations that touches the soul that you cannot get through books. You cannot get through conversations but through coaching, and it gives me so much joy, just having giving those light bulb moments to those people who will listen or who will do coaching with you. So those questions, you don't see it from yourself, see it from God's perspective, see it from the perspective of the people you want to help. Because at the end of the day, just tell them who are you, why you do it, and how it works and why it works. Because that's easily. And also what I've learned, I mean, initially, I have this problem of, they said, the problem with women, we can help so much and we can do so many. But I used to be a generalist and not a specialist. I mean, when I started training and coaching, I was training everyone, I was coaching everyone. And that's good. It's creating results. But I always also ask yourself, Karen, what is the best use of your time? Who are the best people you can really help? Because when I asked myself that question, I said, oh, the real person I can help is really working mothers. Because I've been there, I am that, I know that. So that's why I said, oh, let me do only working moms now. And that is where I see the massive shift in what I'm doing now in terms of the impact and the influence. Because I can speak the same language with working mothers. I know what they've been through, I know what they're going through. Versus speaking to a man who I can still coach and help. But sometimes the dynamics of men is very different from women. So look at it from service, look at it from really, they said always, define your niche to be rich. I think it's not even about being rich. It's about defining who you are and who you can help to get the maximum positive impact and influence that you can do in the lives of others. Because I know every person has a unique purpose, a unique skill, a unique talent, a unique fingerprint and mission that is meant to do in the world. And if you can say, I am that, then people will see you also. So I will share with the work. Remind me, Karen, please. I will share the in the Working Moms Academy Facebook group that profile builder challenge format that really helped me also crystallize my message. And that is my message to every working mom, to every mother, to everyone, to whoever is listening. See yourself first, and the others will see you, because that is where you will have 100% confidence, right? One of my friends said she has an interview in the Working Moms Academy YouTube channel. She is a multimillionaire construction lady, and I told her, Mama, how did you really reach this far? How did you become so successful? She said, Wanda, I believe in myself 100%, zero doubt, because if I fail that, I fail myself. And you know what she does? I mean, we were together in Singapore in Train the Trainer training with Harv Eker. And I see her in the mirror and she was talking to herself, ang ganda mo talaga, ang talino mo talaga, ang yaman mo talaga. I told her, Mama, kurung-kurung ka pala. So I mean, I was thinking, you're very rich but you sound like, crazy. And she said, excuse me, this is my mantra. Whenever she sees herself in the mirror, she tells herself, you're beautiful, you're rich, I mean, you're complete, you're whole, you're worthy. And a lot of women, the moment we see the mirror, we're like, oh my God, I have white hair here. I have eye bags there. But Mama is very successful because the moment she looks at herself in the mirror, she'll say, you're beautiful, you're complete. So when you have that conviction and full acceptance of yourself, that is where I think everything will shift also. And I know Karen, I'm very excited. I know you have Karen has a coffee. Is it coffee, right, Karen?
Yeah, we have an online coffee shop with it's our project, me and my husband last year. So we're selling local coffee beans. Our shop name is Benny Brews and Blends. It's on Facebook. And then we're also selling coffee accessories like French press, manual grinder. So because we want to support local farmers.
Oh, see, I love Karen's advocacy. So, Karen, if you say, I am Karen, and I know I love always, spouses working together because that's very rare. I mean, my husband and I have totally different personalities. So, whenever I see husbands, this is like a success for me already. So, you said, my husband and I are here to support local farmers and, bringing you the best coffee produced in the Philippines from, I mean, if you can say that right with clarity, Karen, that, and remember, if you have, this is not for you. If you look at it, you're doing it to support the local farmers. And people will always buy from people with a mission. And I will buy from, if I'm in the Philippines, I will order right away. I'll say, Karen, I love coffee. And I mean, buying in Starbucks is a luxury, but I think buying from people like you who support local farmers is the number one people I would love to support. So I will buy from you. But of course, the delivery cost to Dubai will be more expensive to me. so, so for those of you who wants to buy local coffee, supporting local farmers, Karen is the best person for you. I remember also my children, one day they came from school. They said, Mama, is this chocolate fair trade? And I was like, wow. And I was like, why? I'm not eating fair trade chocolates from today. I was like, why? I learned it from school that, fair trade is very important to support the local community and, the real person who producing it. And I was like, there's a lot of education to children and also to people. And if you can just say that with conviction and clarity, you're doing this to support them and their families. I will buy from you, Karen. And every person who's watching us today, please order from Karen because I mean her heart is into, I mean, the money that she will get from selling those coffee is not only in helping her family but the families of the local farmers whom she is supporting. So please buy her coffee, and also please support Angel in her advocacy. I am into also oiling, but I'm not a very good oiler. Hindi ako magaling na albalar, I said. I mean, my husband is more into that. I am not into, I have so many things in my mind that I have no more time for it. But I've seen it work really. When my husband was sick as also during COVID, I was putting a drop of, I mean, everything I can think of. There's lemon, there's peppermint, and I just tell him, just take it, regardless. So those are very important because really, as Angel said, it's the purest substance that you can do, and it's actually chemical free. So if you want to be healthier, happier, really, oil essentials are very good. And of course, coffee. If you want to improve your productivity, coffee is one of the best ways to happen. So last, I want you to please again promote your businesses. I would love to support you.
Sino mauna? Si Karen ba? Si Karen!
Go na.
Practice! Practice, Karen!
So everyone, please like our Facebook page, Benny Bruce and Blends. We're selling coffee beans from farmers from the north, and that's it. It's your turn, Angel. You're on mute, Angel.
Practice pa tayo, sister, pero
Oo nga
I'm
eh.
very, I'm very proud of you. That is one of the reasons why I keep on buying coffee from Bene Bruce, because I know your reasons, right? And that is also one of the reasons why I support doTERRA as a wellness
Mm,
advocate, because we source fair traded, just in case your daughter would ask, fairly traded essential oils, not just here in the Philippines, although Philippines is one of the sources of doTERRA for essential oils, because the best essential oils, at least coconut oil, came from the Philippines, and we're doing it around the world. And I am a wellness advocate because I want more moms and families and individuals like me to have happier and healthy homes. And
yes.
see you here at Beatrix Cafe. I can make your coffee too.
Wanda, you're on mute.
Wanda is on mute. I hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still on mute, Wanda.
Sorry, I'm on mute.
Yeah.
So I see how much Angel has conviction to, I think Karen, if you can just emanate, just copy what
Yeah.
Angel said. But I think if I will promote Karen, I'll say I have the best coffee in the Philippines, because this is not only supporting the local North farmers, but this is also the best way for you to hack your productivity, and also to to what else? That's something I can think of now. But see, so get in touch with me in my Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to deliver all over the Philippines. All right, right. So we will have Karen more in her speech and on her piece. But Angel, thank you so much for today. I will look forward. For those people, please join the Facebook support group of Working Moms Academy. We love to support you. Karen is there, Angel is there. If you do have working moms who would benefit from what we are doing, invite them please, because this is what we are really here for, to help moms overcome stress and burnout so moms can succeed personally and professionally through training, coaching, and our program. Thank you. God bless you, girls.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, Wanda. Thank you, Karen.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.